Hey, it's day 18 of my fast, which is no longer a fast. I mean, not a water only fast. Right now, I'm having some juice. This juice has beets, celery, kale, carrots, and a little bit of ginger. So I'm having a heaping glass here. I had watermelon this morning. So, as you know from my last video, I decided to end the fast early, and that was for a number of reasons, and I outlined them in yesterday's video. So today, I just want to kind of complete the whole thing. This whole journey, it's been a mixed bag. It's been good in many ways. I mean, I think I detoxed a lot. Obviously, I feel better now, but I'm still having trouble sleeping. Last night I had trouble sleeping. So tonight I'm going to actually have some cooked food. I'm going to have some beet greens with a little bit of cheese and probably some butter, olive oil, some fats anyway. So I want to get a little bit of protein into my diet, but something that's fairly easy to digest. It's organic cheddar cheese, so uh, I'm a pretty good cook, so it's going to be pretty tasty, and I'm so looking forward to food. I mean, I have been dreaming about food for pretty much the whole time I've been fasting. So I think the big lesson that I learned is to do more research before I begin a fast. I just kind of jumped in and didn't realize some of the things that I probably should have done beforehand, especially cleaning the colon beforehand. I think that would have made a big difference because I think there was a lot of, I don't know, stuff going on there that I didn't have to have. So, so I think that's enough. Oh, and I lost 20 pounds. That's a good thing. I don't know. I think I'll probably end up. I'm at 155 now, but I'll probably end up once I start eating and start getting food to my system that I'll probably jump up 5 pounds or so. Probably settle out at 170, or I'm sorry, 160, and then we'll see. My intention is to do some intermittent fasting, probably just a day at a time, maybe once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks. I'm going on a ketogenic diet, so that means that ketogenic diets put you into ketosis, which means that instead of burning sugars, your body begins to burn fat. And it's a diet that is, I think, 70% fat, 10% carbohydrates, 20% protein, something like that. I mean, it's a fat-heavy diet. And of course, fats, as most of us have been programmed to believe, are bad for us. I was just watching a video the other day where there was some research that was done that says cholesterol, whether ADL or HDL, are good for you. And of course, the brain runs on cholesterol. So the programming that we've had, and this was the sugar industry actually, that did this, that basically programmed us that fats are bad and to do diet drinks, just diet everything and cut fat out of our diet, which is absolutely the worst thing we can do. It's actually good for us. There are probably some fats that are not good for us, and you have to be careful because there's some fats that, like canola oil, is not good for you because there is a fair amount of, you want to get organic, but for example, unsaturated oils are not that good for you. You want to get saturated fat and what they call medium chain triglycerides, which is where it's not completely saturated, but it's kind of in the middle. And then, of course, monounsaturated fats like olive oil. So there you go. I think today what I'd like to talk about, looks like I'm at 5 minutes. I want to spend just a little bit of time talking about Bilderberg. And the reason I'm wearing this is today turned out to be colder than yesterday. Yesterday was nice and warm, it was like 80 degrees, but today it's much cooler. And so this is a way, I'm still kind of feeling my body's not producing as much heat when I was fasting, and it still isn't that much. So I'm wearing, kind of a sweatshirt and with a hoodie and all that good stuff. So this is just to keep you warm, and I want to have slightly different attire today. Plus, my hair is a mess. So Bilderberg. Now, some of you may have heard of Bilderberg. It's a very secretive conference that occurs once a year, where the movers and shakers from all over the world can convene, and they have meetings about what to do next with the world. It's very conspiratorial, but it's a fact. And they've been meeting since 1954. And some reports that they were meeting informally before that they started meeting after World War II. And pretty much almost all the prime ministers and presidents and the leaders, governmental leaders, the political leaders of the world have been at those meetings prior to them becoming leaders. So they were groomed, and there's a certain type of politician, of course, that they like to groom. The Bill Clinton type, the Obama type, that kind of thing. Certainly not the Trump type. So they are having conferences here. What's interesting about this year, and it's very strange, is that the Vatican is represented there now, which this is a first. And the Vatican is kind of a state onto itself. And then the other interesting fact is that G7 is meeting simultaneously. The defense ministers of Europe are meeting simultaneously. And then, interestingly enough, China and Russia, along with India and Pakistan, are having another meeting around the same time. So there's something in the works, and I don't know what it's going to be, but I think that it portends something in the future. And Putin recently said that he does a question and answer once a week, and he said that World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones. And so, there's always this speculation about World War III. When is it coming? If it's going to happen. And there is a trajectory that says that World War III may start in the Middle East and then begin to include Russia and China. And of course, Iran is allied with them. So there you go. It is now 8:50. I have a bunch of stuff about Bilderberg from different reporters that are there right now, another series of something. But that's it for the fasting. Thanks for listening.